Hi there and welcome to the first video of 3 in the run-up to the launch of IMSC Rapid Mailer on April 8th at 12 p.m. EST. Now, what you're looking at here is basically it's a autoresponder and mailing system, email marketing system for WordPress. It puts your email marketing in your control, which means you're not reliant on third-party services who are basically, you're putting your entire business in their hands. Every time you import a list, you have to go through the Spanish Inquisition about how you built your list, or you're paying high monthly fees every time you create an account. And then, hey, you could have 50,000 leads in many of these autoresponder services, but if you don't send out a single email, you're still paying that same amount every month. And with Rapid Mailer, basically you're in control. No monthly fees. You can use your host's own mailing system. It has full autoresponder support. It has full broadcasting, themes, templates, and you'll get to see some of that over the next couple of videos. We'll go into some of these features in more detail. But the long and the short of it is this is one of our internal systems. You might even be on one of these lists. And we're doing this. This is actually a list and setup that we use for live mailing. I mean, what you're seeing here is a list that was kicked out of MailChimp several months ago. It was a cold list. I haven't mailed to this list in months, and this is part of a case study that we'll go over in more detail at the end of this 3-video series. I'm just giving you a kind of a showcase and in some ways a tour of IMSC Rapid Mailer, and you can see we've sent out only 4 emails so far. This one, I forgot to put my tracking tag because we do track opens and clicks, bounced and unsubscribes and everything else. And if you're used to some of the more commercial autoresponder systems, you're going to be right at home in here. In fact, you can see that we did our imports, and this is our mail stats so far for just these last 4 days when I installed this. Again, we'll get more into the case study later on. But what we're going to do today is something very, very cool. I'm going to show you how you can integrate this directly with and use it to contact all of the people you know on Facebook. Now, Facebook traffic is hot. The problem is that when you put up a post on Facebook and you want to let everyone know, sure, you can sponsor a post or kind of promote it, but the problem is that not everyone on in your following sees it. And that's a pain in the backside. And with as many followers and fans as we have, we want it a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the people who are connected to me, and we're going to import them and create a brand new list. You can't do this with the autoresponders out there because they don't like you doing things like that. They don't like you contacting Facebook. I mean, oh my good grief, what a horrible thing that would be to connect and actually send a message to all the people who are actually connected to you. The people who have friended you and everything else. Silly, silly stuff. But we give you control of your email. So what we're going to do is, and this is a really clever way to do it. So this is why I'm going to share this with you today. So what we've done is I've actually set up a brand new install of that here. You can see I've created 2 lists, but no activity at all. In fact, you can see we've got a section for sending and actually sent emails. So you can see what's pending, what's scheduled, stuff that goes into draft status. So what we're going to do is actually very cool and pretty automatic. What we're going to do is open up Firefox, because I'm using Chrome on the Mac, and what I'm about to show you, couldn't get it to work in Chrome, but it works fine in Firefox. So what we're going to do is go to a place called friends@gmail.com, and when it loads, just click on this Connect with Facebook. Now it asks, hey, do you want to connect and give this permission to this app? And it'll say yes. And it says, okay, you've already authenticated. And it says, okay, go ahead and click Load Friends. Now you can see I've got a lot of contacts. It's gathering that information right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this information and then we're going to pull all of it into Excel. So it's just taking a moment here to load, and you can see, boom, it's all done. And what we're going to do now is we're going to literally just copy this, and we're going to save this into Excel. So the first thing we need to do is probably put it in a text file. I'm using, I'm on a Mac, but this is the same process if you're on a Mac or a PC. So I'm just loading up one of my text editors, and I'm just going to paste all this information in here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this as CSV, but I want to, again, I'm just going to do a little extra step because I'm on the Mac. We're going to save that out as a contacts, and I'm going to call it CSV. Now we need to do a little bit of editing with this, so while we're doing that, we'll pull open a Excel file. Well, load up Excel with a blank file, and then we're going to go open that contacts. So you can see that right there, and I'll just take that all files and open that, and that pops right open in Excel. But we only need certain information. Now you can import some of this if you like to into custom fields. Again, we support all that, but all we really need is, in my case, I need the name and the Facebook connection here, and I'll take out everything else. So I'm just going to cut those. So we only have those two fields that we need, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add facebook.com on the end of this. So we could do something like, well, the way I like to do it is I'll do a percentage like this, and then facebook.com. Now the reason we're not putting the @ symbol is Excel tries to make it a formula. We're not going to go into the craziness here. So by doing this, we're creating an email address with their Facebook username at facebook.com. And the reason we're doing that is because Facebook recently made it that if you send an email to their username at facebook.com, it automatically gets forwarded to their registered email address. So what we're going to do is going to take that, and now we're going to just copy that all the way down. In fact, I'm going to go really quickly here. And once we're done with that, we need to clean out the ones where we don't have information. For example, we've got one here that's blank, and I'm going to just quickly select that column. And if you're not used to using Excel or anything like this, this is a great little kind of backdoor way to do things. But again, don't be afraid to ask someone to give you a hand if needed to. And what we'll do now is we'll now scroll. We've put this in kind of alphabetical order. I want to go through this and find where the blank ones are, because I'll remove those. I don't need those. So here's a few. It's only like about 20 out of the 3,000. That's not bad. So basically, I've got 2,300 leads. Now I need to do one more step, but I want to make sure everything's good here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now save that, and I'm going to save that back out as a CSV, because that's kind of the base editing here. We'll confirm that. Now we're going to pull that back open in a text editor. You can see we've basically got it there. What we're going to do though is we're going to find and replace that little symbol that we put in here, because again we have to replace that with an @ symbol obviously. So what I'll do is from number 1, we'll just do a find and replace for the comma percentage sign. That's what we're replacing right here. Okay, so just replacing that, replacing it with an @ symbol. We'll replace all. It says, okay, we got several records. We actually got some files down here that are blank, so we're just going to take them out. Those are what we call artifacts. But there we go. Now we have an entire list of our Facebook contacts. So now we can save that out. Again, I'm just going to do an extra step because I have to convert to the line breaks. But I'm just going to save that now as contacts.csv. Done. And now I've got all of my direct Facebook friends. So now what I could do is I can come back over to here. We can go to import, which is right here. And actually I don't have the first name set up, so I need to just come over real quick and create a custom field, which we'll do. We got the name and the email address. Let's just add one into this with the first name. Okay, and so that's okay, already set up. Let's do his first name of subscriber, watermark, enter your first name. That's if we use it in a form, and we'll use it on specific lists, in our case Facebook contacts. Save that. I forgot to choose custom, it's a text field, so that's good. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we can come over to our import, quickly choose our contacts. We're going to put that right into our Facebook contacts. It's a CSV, and we want the email address and the first name. The first name was column 1, the email address is column 2. And unlike a lot of Aweber type services or GetResponse or any of the other ones, we're not going to force you to require activation. In other words, send them a confirmation message. You can if you want, it's entirely up to you. With Facebook, they've already given permission to be contacted by you because they're your friends. So now what we'll do is we'll click on yes to show progress, import those subscribers, and in just a few moments you'll see that we've got a little queue here, 0 out of 0 failed, 2,354. Let's start importing, and it'll go through and start adding all of those email addresses right now to my database. And that's my contact database. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to let that run for a minute, but that's basically it. It's going to run in the background, importing all of my leads, and I am good to go. Now it's in checking them, it's verifying them all one by one, adding them to my database. You see it's collected one where we've actually got a little bit of an error there, but it said, hey, failed, it's checked that. But that was one column that was wrong. So again, it does a lot of validation routines on absolutely everything you got going on. And what will happen now is if I go to my overview, you can see that all of the subscribers have been imported, and I am ready to now give them and send them a message about, hey, you know, here's my latest blog post. Hey, here's all that. Basically, we're using Facebook and their built-in systems to literally contact everyone without having to rely on Facebook. So now that I've done that, I can just go over here, create a broadcast. And this is the mailing system. So I could say, hey, or let's do it this way. Thanks for being my friend on Facebook. And I could put out a little message, hey, and then we got the little tags down here. In fact, let's go to the fields here, and then we could say, hey, the first name, and just wanted to say thanks for following us and being a friend on Facebook. Maybe you want to offer them a free kind of gift or download or something like that. I'm going to not leave that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say all the best, Sean. And then again, I can specify a custom text version of the newsletter. We do that. We automatically create one so that, again, it helps get in the inbox. It's one of the kind of measures that a lot of places look for in terms of detecting spam and crap messages. In this case, we're wanting to get to the inbox, so we're being very diligent about that. And again, I could choose one of the built-in themes. For example, I could go Pro News here, and you get a little preview down here of what each one is. We've got all sorts of great themes and stuff that you can check out. It's all the Can Spam Act compliant. And we're a very, very powerful little setup here. I'm just going to go with the default one. And again, it does a live updating. I could schedule this for later. I could queue immediately. I can send it whenever I like. And I can include all sorts of tags. We've got all sorts of tags. You can just click them and they get added to the system. I can include attachments. I can even publish this as a post. And I'm good to go. Literally, I've put all the email marketing right in your control. So we can now select our list, just like that. You can see it's updated the total. We're good to go. And boom, I can now queue it. I'm ready to go. So I could put, we've got a really, if you're used to the WordPress editor, which I'm sure you are, editing your emails is very, very easy. Everything is ready to rock, and it's very, very simple, very, very powerful. And there you go. That's how you can import all of your friends from Facebook, put them in your system, and literally mail them for free right from your own system. Very, very cool. You can use your local host, but you can also use third-party services like Amazon SES, SendGrid, MailJet, Postmark, and all the other great ones out there. And it's really up to you. With Amazon SES, instead of being tied to monthly fees like Aweber or Constant Contact, MailChimp, or any of the other ones out there, you just pay for what you use. You can send 10,000 emails with Amazon SES for $1. That's pretty darn good. And, with all the other different systems out there, you can integrate it any way you like. In this case, we're set up to use it for free using our host. We're actually using this on a HostGator shared platform right now. And, that's no problem. It's just literally that powerful, that simple. You can even create paid mailing lists, which is something you just can't do on the big autoresponders. In fact, we've got lots of features and functions that you just cannot do on the big autoresponder services and email services. We put all that power right in your lap and at your fingertips. So there you go. That's video 1. I'll see you in the next video in just a few days. And we got some really cool stuff. We're going to dig into paid mailing lists and how you can use that to instantly monetize your website. Very cool stuff. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in that video in just a couple of days.